Atlanta's rumor mill has officially gone into overdrive. Momma Dee walked into the night with a story that had the internet clutching pearls. Word on the street was that Mendeecees had been spotted at a sleek Buckhead lounge, leaned in close with a mystery woman. According to her, they weren't just sitting they were laughing, spooning, and even sharing bites of food like it was something more than friendly. Now let's be clear. This is commentary, not confirmation, but one casual sighting was enough to set off a chain reaction that shook the entire love and hip-hop universe. The moment Momma Dee dropped her words, the energy in the room shifted. Music still played softly in the background, but the vibe turned heavy. She told Scrappy and the others what she thought she saw. Not Yandy by Mendeecees' side, but another woman, not across the table, but pressed in close. And in her tone, there was no sense of playing games. This was her delivering what she believed was the truth. The silence that followed was thick, and the cameras captured every flicker of discomfort. Fans later replayed the clip endlessly, zooming in on reactions, rewinding to catch every raised eyebrow. Too many, it looked like more than gossip. Soon, Yandy's name was trending. What started as whispers about dinner in Buckhead exploded into talk of loyalty, betrayal, and whether marriages in this franchise could survive constant cameras and constant rumors. Mendeecees, who usually preferred to stay calm and avoid messy exchanges, suddenly found himself at the center of a firestorm. Blogs began to run with the story. Fans debated whether Momma Dee was stirring the pot or speaking uncomfortable truth. Was this about romance, or was it just about clout and timing? By the time the episode aired, timelines were flooded with blurry screenshots and shaky eyewitness accounts. Some defended Yandy while others side-eyed Mendeecees. The loudest voices demanded answers. Who was this woman? Why was she so close? And why did it look like there was no attempt to hide it? In Atlanta, everybody knows somebody, and cameras are everywhere. If Momma Dee really saw it, others likely did too. Meanwhile, pressure began to build on Yandy. She had always been the polished one, balancing her brand with the chaos of the show. But this rumor had her fans asking whether she was defending a man who might be too comfortable with someone else. Friends advised her to ignore it, but silence was nearly impossible. Every Instagram post, every caption, every song lyric she used was torn apart for hidden meaning. Things got messier when the Frost family entered the conversation. Kirk threw in sly comments, even suggesting a poly situation that brought Jasmine back into the spotlight. For Mendeecees, that crossed the line. In a private conversation with Scrappy, he vented that another man's obsession with his life felt disturbing. He even joked darkly that he hoped Kirk didn't actually want to see what he kept hinting at. The laughter didn't cover his frustration. As if on cue, Jasmine's name resurfaced. Fans began digging up old clips, wondering if she had any connection to the latest scandal. She denied everything, but once your name is tied to drama on this stage, it's hard to shake it. The cameras thrive on suspicion, and the whispers wouldn't go away. Through it all, Momma Dee stood firm. In her confessional, she doubled down, saying she knew what she saw and wasn't in the business of inventing stories just to get camera time. If I saw him feeding another woman, what am I supposed to do? Stay quiet, she asked. To some, she was a protector. To others, she was messy. But either way, her words fueled the fire. Fans were split, alliances started shaking, and suddenly this single claim became one of the season's most explosive threads. By morning, every blog had the same question stamped across the feed. Did Mendeecees really get cozy with a woman in Buckhead? Headlines softened it to intimate dinner. Others screamed cheating, but the reaction was the same. Shock, jokes, and non-stop rewinds of Momma Dee leaning in with that heavy voice like she was dropping a verdict. Memes popped up instantly. People looped the second her tone switched, calling it the coldest tea they'd heard all season. Yandy stayed quiet at first, but her silence sounded loud. Even her motivational captions got dissected like clues. Know your worth, she posted, and the internet turned it into a courtroom exhibit. Some praised her poise, others said she was dodging. Meanwhile, Mendeecees went casual, smiling with the kids. Jim clips, a live or two where he joked, "If I sit at a table, y'all turn it into a scandal." That got laughs, but people weren't bothered about a table. They were stuck on the image Momma Dee painted, the leaning, the spooning, the shared fork. That picture wouldn't fade. Then, Kirk Frost slid in with sly shots on a guy's night, hinting at double lives. That's when Mendeecees cracked a little. On camera, he called Kirk's fixation weird, the kind of obsession no man should have about another man's household. Scrappy tried to play referee and comic relief at the same time. I don't want to be in the middle of nobody's private talk, but even he could feel how deep the needle had gone. Rasheeda backed Kirk with her own shade toward Yandy, and that lit the fuse. Old frustration poured out. Yandy snapped back with steel, reminding Rasheeda of receipts the whole world already knew. The public humiliation, the outside child, the forgiveness it took to keep that marriage moving. "If you can forgive that, don't come for me about rumors," she said flat. No tremble. The room jumped. Rasheeda fired back. "You hide behind a perfect image." Crowd gasped. Sides formed. The debate left Buckhead and turned into a mirror about everyone's marriage. Jasmine tried to bow out. Denied Buckhead. Denied any link, but her one offhand line made everything worse. She admitted Mendeecees was too friendly last time at a club. Arms around her and her friend. That single beat ran through the blogs like a siren. Now fans wondered if Momma Dee's story was just one moment in a longer pattern of too friendly. Momma Dee didn't flinch. She repeated her version with more detail each time. The hug lingered too long. The body language was clear. "I know what it looks like when a man is with his woman." Whether people loved her or rolled their eyes, they couldn't ignore her consistency. In Atlanta, certainty is currency, and she spent it like a pro. Even Spice and Bambi, trying not to pick sides, got dragged back into their own feud over who loves drama more. Trading shots about surgeries and houses until the room was chaos again. One rumor had cracked open every old wound. Cameras caught Yandy in a quiet corner later, eyes red, voice low. "Every season they come for my home," she told a friend. "When they can't touch my businesses, they attack my marriage." She wanted to stand tall, but the doubt was there in her eyes. She needed answers from the only person who could give them. When Yandy and Momma Dee finally sat down, the air felt heavy. Momma Dee doubled down. No wobble, no joke. Yandy kept her tone cool but firm. "You're playing with my marriage." Momma Dee didn't blink. "If he's embarrassing you, that's on him." It wasn't pretty, it was honest, and it split the audience clean in half. Meanwhile, the mystery woman talk turned into a scavenger hunt. Random photos from Buckhead got passed around like evidence, but nothing concrete landed. No one stepped forward. No new angle, just smoke, and more smoke. Mendeecees stayed on message in confessionals. "I don't owe anybody explanations. Me and my wife know what it is." To some, that sounded like strength. To others, it sounded like dodge. The pressure boiled over at a big cast event celebrating Spice's tour. The room looked expensive. The mood did not. Yandy, Mendeecees, Kirk, Rasheeda, Momma Dee, all there, with weeks of tension sitting at the table like a sixth guest. Kirk jabbed. Yandy clapped back. Rasheeda jumped in. Voices stacked. Fingers pointed. Momma Dee watched with that told-you face while the cameras drank in every glare and every eye roll. Fans later crowned it top 3 blow-ups of the season. After the lights and shouting, there was a quiet hallway, and that's where the real story leaked out. Yandy finally let the weight drop. Tears, shaky breath. "I'm tired of fighting alone," she told Mendeecees. He pulled her in. Steady voice. "Nothing happened in Buckhead. I love you." For a beat, the storm softened. But the internet doesn't hug. The doubt had already moved in, and it doesn't pack fast. The next day, the blogs feasted. Clips, captions, polls. The audience split down the middle. Half with Momma Dee, half calling it good TV. No footage, no confession, no mystery woman revealed. Just a rumor strong enough to bend friendships, expose egos, and show what each person protects when the heat turns up. It mapped the group cleanly. Yandy wants transparency. Mendeecees believes silence keeps the peace. The Frosts judge loud while living in glass. Jasmine is tired of being the fallback villain. Scrappy loves his mother but hates her mess. Spice and Bambi can't resist a spark. By season's end, nothing was settled, which made it perfect television. No proof appeared. No final answer landed. And that made the question louder. Did Momma Dee really see what she says she saw? Or did Atlanta's favorite stage turn a glance into gospel? The rumor stopped being about spooning a long time ago. It became a test of loyalty, of image, of how much truth anyone owes a camera. Yandy held her head high, but the worry never left her eyes. Mendeecees stayed calm, but calm isn't closure. Momma Dee stood firm. The family looked cracked down the middle, and the city kept whispering the same thing. What really happened in Buckhead? Whispering the same thing. What really happened in Buckhead?